everybody. How's everybody doing? Back at you with another exciting video, and I actually have a cameraman this time. Who have I got?
Hey.
Nick. Nick's behind the camera again. Alright. A lot of stuff packed in this video. The basic idea behind this video is my 4-pan bacon fry. Okay? Not bacon, but bake. You can bake and you can fry at the same time. And you'll see how it's set up. But basically there's a lot of other little tricks, and some other YouTubers will take like one trick and make a 2 to 3 minute video out of it, but there's about, I don't know, 10 or 15 neat little tricks in this video that I'm just throwing in. But the basic idea behind this video is the 4-pan bacon fry. And about a year ago, a friend of mine said that he bought 3 pans from the thrift store, and he sent me a message and he said, what can I do with it? And I said, add a pan to it and I'll show you. But I never got around to showing it. And so now finally I'm showing what you can do with 4 pie pans. It's a really cool setup because you can fry in one of the pans, and in the other pan you can bake, okay? And you can watch it happen. So I think I found a spot that we're going to get set up on. Nick, can you grab this rope? First thing we're going to do is grab the rope off of my back.
Yeah.
Now, this is one of those tactics to where I'm going to be having everything off the ground, okay? And my wood gathering technique is going to be gathering stuff off the ground, okay? Now, a lot of these tactics that I'm going to be showing in this works in wetlands and swamps and flooded areas. And so just keep that in mind as I'm talking about these things. But I'm not filming in wetlands and swamps anymore, because I did years ago. Some of my videos that are like 6 years old, I was in swamps and wetlands, but I actually had a tripod fall over and I lost a camera in a swamp. So I outright refused to film in swamps and wetlands. So enough babbling. Let's get on this and get it going. All right, I think I found a decent spot here not far from the creek. I always try my best to try to be near the creek if I can, you know, for a water supply, or maybe in case a fire gets out of hand. Of course, if you was in the wetlands, it wouldn't be that big of a deal. But the first thing I'm going to do is, like I said, you know, for those of you that like to play in the swamps, play in the wetlands, you know, the video is about my cook set, but there are tactics that you can pay attention to for if you're in the swamps and the wetlands. Because years ago, I used to go into the swamps and wetlands a lot with a hammock, and because believe me, nobody messes with you when you're in an area like that. People just don't want to go there. They don't want no part of it. So you can just set up a hammock, set you up a cook set, and have you a good time in the swamps and the wetlands. So this is some of the processes that I used to use for this. Okay. So first thing that you want to do, all right, is find you a couple of trees. All right. Nothing's going to touch the ground. This also works for snow too. I just realized snow, muddy areas, things like that. All right, so what you want to do is you want to come about head high with this. All right. Let's see. All right. Wait a minute, tied it wrong. Not wrong. I don't know why I do that.
I don't know either.
These things happen. All it takes is one wrong turn. There you go. I take for these trees, I like to use a taut line hitch. That way I can tighten it up towards the tree. All right, now then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my rope and I'm going to head towards this other tree and tie it off. I got my rope stretched up right here, about head high, okay? Now, like I said, picture I'm in a swamp or a wetland. Now, what I'm going to do...
There's alligators in that creek over there.
Do what?
There's alligators in that creek over there.
Oh yeah, there's alligators in the creek. So what I'm going to do, first thing I'm going to do here is take my canteen off. Alright, and stretch it around like that. Put it down there. Now, I'll take off my suspenders and my butt pack, and as you'll see, Nick removed my rope for me, which means I have a couple of carabiners right here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hook my pack right here. Alright. Now what we can do is we're going to get into the butt pack part of it right here. Let's take a look and see what's in here. There's some things I'm going to need to start with and some things that I won't need. The first thing that I'm going to do, let's see, is I'm going to pull out this heavier bag out of the bottom, and I'll explain what's in this bag later. Alright. Leave all the rest of that in there. This is a bag, and it was made out of an old pants leg, and I left the pocket on. And up on top, what it's got is it's got webbing on it with a couple of carabiners. So I'm gonna hang that up there. Take this other one off. Now, this part, this is the nuts and bolts of the video, if I can get it out. Let's take a look at this thing here, this little crown jewel. What this is you can see, it's a Cordura bag that this is in, okay? And it's pulled tight like this. This is the 4-pan bake and fry. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to pull this paracord off, and as you'll see, it reflects, it turns this into a triangle. Okay, more on this triangle later. So what we're going to do is we're going to open it up. Let's get some of this stuff out of the inside here. Here's a little pouch. It's got some little odds and ends that goes with this. Let's take this and slide this in here. Here's another little pan right here that's got some stuff in it. It's got some cooking utensils in it. Let's shove it back in here. Now this is, of course, it's always easier with a backpack, but I'm using suspenders in a butt pack just to show you how minimalistic this can do. Because after all, a small tarp and a hammock doesn't take up much room. And then these are the pans, 4 pans. All right, let's put these back in here too. I'll get them out in a minute. Now this leaves you with this bag. It's a double-walled bag that's like triangle shape. Okay. Now, and it's triple, double, quadruple stitched on these grommets around the ends here. So what this is, this can either be a seat or a table, and we are going to use it as a table. So what we're going to do is I'm going to go grab 3 little sticks, and we're going to hack them up, and then carve the ends sharp, and I'll show you how the table is set up with this and this. So let's just lay this over here. Let's go chop some sticks.
All right.
All right. It's Nick's favorite time. Machete time. All right, I grabbed me 3 sticks, chopped them basically the same length. So what I want to do now, is I want to carve the ends of them to a kind of a taper. Just a little bit of a taper. And that right there will be just enough, let's see, that'll be just enough to go up inside this without going through. Just like that. Alright, I'll do the other 2 and then I'll show you what comes next. Alright, we got all 3 of them carved up. What we want to do now is somewheres in the neighborhood of the middle, what we want to do is take that cordage and drop that cordage on and tie them together.
Sure you don't want to make a spear trap with this?
No.
And catch us a boar?
A boar, no, because we're not survival experts, we're campers. If we were survival experts, we'd be on TV. Right?
Yeah, that's true.
Alright, so I'm just going to keep pulling this loop around right here. Pulling this through. Alright, we're going to pull that. It's not going to be real tight. Okay, we don't want it real tight. Go around here. Let's see. around here. Alright, what we're going to do now is tie this jewel off and hope that it works.
And that you did the right knot this time.
That I did the right knot, yeah. My knot skills have turned into garbage. Okay, so what we want to do now is we're going to set this thing down like this and take this and stretch this on here and here and here. And then we're going to spread the bottom out like that. Now this one, alright, we're going to leave that like that right there. Now if you carve it right, that can be a stool, but we're not going to use it as a stool. We're going to use it as a table to put our stuff on. Okay, so what we're going to do now, we'll dig out the pans and I'll show you what we're going to do next. I kind of stabbed them in the ground a little bit, and this thing kind of went down a little bit because it's skinny. But this is going to serve its basic purpose, which is going to be
giving me a seat.
Our work table.
Oh.
Okay, so we're going to set that right there. We're going to use this here, and what this is the parts and the pieces that we're going to use to hang this. Okay, so what we need to do, first thing, let's pull this out. I did all the sewing myself on this little pouch. It matches the seat. So first thing we're going to do here, let's see, put this in my pocket. We're going to take the top pan. We're going to take the top pan right here, and we're going to hang, let's see, I got a little hook on here. What I do is I'm going to hook all three of these on, just like that. Now I ain't set this up in years, so I hope it goes well. Hook this on, like that. Wait a minute, it's already, this takes a little bit. These are some wire rods here. Take a little bit to set it up. Okay, that is the top pan, and what we're going to do now is hook in here and here and here. Okay, once you have the top pan set up, then you can build from there. Okay, so we're going to hang this over here on the rope. Set it up down here near this tree over here so that it won't sag quite so bad. And I moved my table over here to where I've got a place pretty reasonably close to the fire. So the next thing I got to do is I have the really long rods right there to keep all the heat and the flames from getting too high up towards the ropes. So now I take a medium-sized set of rods and I take the next pan, and what I'm going to do with it is I'm going to hang 3 rods here like that, and take the next pan and hang it like this. Now the top pan has 6 holes in it, and the bottom pan has 6 holes in it. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is the next pan uses really short, tiny rods. And it has 6 holes in it. And the way I do that is so that I can alternate between those. Okay? Now I use stainless steel welding rods. For your average person, you can use, I guess, heavy wire, copper wire, even coat hangers. The problem with the coat hangers is the coat hangers will rust eventually. And then we will take our final pan, which only has 3 holes, and it has rods that are the same length as these. These are like 10-inch rods, and these are like 4-inch, and these are like 2-inch, and then another 4 for the bottom. And like I said, this is just absolutely fantastic for not only the wetlands or a swamp, but they're also good for if you're in a tree shelter. But I don't show tree shelters no more.
Yeah, you should do one.
Well, I've actually got one planned for this summer, but I have to get around to doing it. All right, and there you go. That is the 4-pan bake and fry. Okay, and what we're going to do is we're going to have a fire here and a fire here, and then there's going to be a pan right in here for doing the baking, because when you bake, you're surrounded by hot air, heat top and bottom. And then this fire, not only is this fire going to heat the top of this, and this will heat the bottom of this, but that fire will allow us to fry right here. Isn't that cool? All right, so what we're going to do now is we got to gather up some wood, and I'm going to show you a neat little process for that. Now, there is a process for gathering wood that I have discovered that is pretty cool. And what I did years ago, I have this bag right here. Let's see, let me take some of this stuff out of here. All right, I have this bag right here, and what do I need and what do I don't need? I'm gonna put some of this stuff over here. I don't need that. I don't need this.
Question, do you need any of it?
I might.
You are just gathering wood.
Well, that's the thing. That's the process. It's what I'm going to show you.
Deciding what you need to use?
Yes, deciding what I need to use.
All right.
I need that. All right, now we're getting somewhere. Let's dig around in here for a minute. And, okay, what I have discovered, okay, is with this bag, when I made this bag out of pants, I've used these years ago, and that's when you're out in a swamp or wetlands or snow or whatever and you're gathering up wood, if you take a bag like this with a carabiner, and you can clip the carabiners to your belt, okay? Problem is sometimes this wood has got ants in it, and I don't want it right here near my belt. So what I discovered by accident, okay, let's take a peek at this right here. I have my pouch here, okay, that has my saw in it for gathering wood. Well, this is a belt. Let's take a peek at this. Put that back in there for now. This is a Voodoo tactical belt, okay? And the way the Voodoo tactical belt is made is it has some Velcro out on the end for locking it in place. Well, what I discovered is if you take this little jewel here and you buy an extra large, which there's no reason for me to have, because I'm not heavy enough for it. What you do is you put this belt on, okay, you tighten it up around your gut, just like that. Oh, wait a minute. You got to have your saw. Whatever you want, your saw, your machete, whatever. What you do is for your wood gathering device. You got your saw on there. Tighten up your belt right here. Like I said, it's good. You can order if you're going to wear it for your pants, you need to order the right size. But if you're ordering it for camping or survival or whatever outdoors use, you can order the longest one you want. That way you've got plenty of room. Okay, now right here I have my saw to where I can get at it in my pouch. And then I have this little Velcro loop. So what I can do now is I can take this little jewel and I find one of these loops here and I feed the belt through, and this Velcro is more than enough to hold this up, and it kind of holds it out away from my body. See? And that way what I'm going to do is nothing ever touches the ground. Any of the wood that I see hanging in trees or off the ground, I'm going to saw pieces off of it and throw it in here, and then if I peel off some bark, I'll put it in the little pocket right here. And see, the stuff it's kind of away from my body more so than if it was carabinered to my belt, okay? So let's go gather up a little bit of wood so that we can get this thing going so we can cook and eat.
All right, my favorite part of the day.
All right, I think this old rotten thing here will hold this pretty good. Seems like it. All right.
That was easy.
Yep. And see, smaller pieces tend to work well for the setup I'm using because it needs to go to coals. So see, we just saw a bunch of pieces like this and throw them in our bag. And I'll just carry pieces over here, that way nothing is on the ground. And that is a process for gathering wood for if it's muddy, snowy, rainy, or wet. As you can see, what I have here is I have a very massive amount of wood. And as you can see, even though there's a lot of wood in there, the Velcro has no problem holding it up, and it's really not laid against my pants. And like Nick noticed, he said that if you see ants or anything crawling up here, you'll have time to swat them off. Okay. So what we're going to do now is we're going to pull this. Well, let's see. Actually, I'm going to leave this on for now while I'm filling this up. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to put a little bit of wood in here. Now, what you want to do with this, you want to kind of put the wood in here. Whoops, drop that. Now, if I was in a swamp, that wouldn't be no good. You want to put all this wood in here, and you want to get it started, okay? You want to get the fire started. Now, when you get it started, there's going to be flames everywhere. Now, these flames can warp these pans when there's nothing in it, because this setup does better when these cook down to coals, and that's the reason why I have such small pieces in here. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to fill these up, and I'm winding up using about half my bag here.
Ooh, I just noticed something.
What'd you
I
notice?
looked down and there's wasps swarming my feet.
Dang, they are. I don't understand that. They've been following
It's just my
you
one
everywhere.
leg. See, if we were in a swamp, that wouldn't happen.
I know it wouldn't, but we just don't film in swamps.
Yeah.
Alright, now what I have here is I'm taking my bag off right here. And I got some bark right here that I put in this pocket on the side right here, which is going to be better for using. Let's just hang this up right here. Just like that. Hopefully that'll stay. Alright, now I'm going to take the saw off because I'm done with the saw. Fire started, what we want to do is while we got it in the flame mode, what we're going to do is we're just going to put a touch of water in this top pan here to keep it from warping the pan too bad. Now when that water boils away, more than likely it'll be ready to cook with. And I'm going to put a little bit of water in this pan too. There you go. Alright, we are good to go on that one. Now, let's try this. I forgot my lighter, so I'm going to have to use a ferro rod. But I get to show you this awesome ferro rod that a friend of mine made. The guy's got a channel, Dark Matter, and there's a video of him making this. It is so cool. Here, let's put this on macro for just a second so you can get up close. He carved that. And then he put on, it's like a glow-in-the-dark shellac of some kind. He put RBM1 on the back.
Nice.
Isn't that cool? Alright, let's cut this back off. Alright, now what we're going to do here now, if I can do this without knocking this whole tray over, let's put this pan upside down right here. The table's kind of rickety. I got some pads in here. If I can get this thing open, there it goes. I got some waxed pads in here that I'm going to use. I'll just set that in the lid. What I'm going to do is I'm going to tear this open and kind of fluff it up a little bit on the end. Actually, I need to cut into it. Let's get this out. Let's cut into it. I'm going to cut away from myself a little bit because I don't want to. I'd like to cut into it towards my hand, but I don't think I'm going to be able to. Well, I guess I will. I'll just have to be very careful. This is how accidents happen.
Mm-hmm.
Don't they, Nick?
Yeah. Doesn't seem to be cutting. I think you need to use a bigger.
A real knife.
I think you need to use a bigger knife.
That's okay. That'll work.
This is my new combat bow.
Isn't that cool? All right, now let's see if I can light this thing this way without touching anything, without catching the world on fire.
Can he do it first try?
Let me grab this bark right here and put some bark right here. some bark out right here. I'm gonna set it right here so that I can use it. All right, let's see what we can do right here with this thing without touching anything.
Come on, first try.
Yeah, it might, and it might not. I don't know.
Second try, third try, fourth try. I already lost count.
I'm trying not to knock my. Trying to not knock my table over.
Smoking.
Yeah, it's smoking.
Takes a good put.
Alright, that is not going to work. I give up. Because I don't want to knock this table over. This thing's obviously throwing sparks out. But this table's very rickety because I didn't stab it in the ground. So let's go to plan B. If I get this apart.
Gasoline.
A pair of matches in here.
Oh.
I hate to do this, but you know how it is. We're filming a video. These things don't always work. Oh, stop the video. Wait a minute right there. Sometimes there's learning moments in these videos. And first off, just a real quick explanation. For those of you that have filmed and for those of you that haven't filmed, those of you that have filmed, you'll know. Those of you that haven't filmed, there's a certain amount of stress in filming a video because as a video maker, you want to do a good job and you want to include everything you want to include, but you have problems here, okay, with things. You have to pay attention to what you're going to say, pay attention to what you're going to do, pay attention to the camera, pay attention to not only what you're doing, but what the next step is. And then you got to remember what you're going to say, what you're going to do, and then in my case, there's always a stressful timeline with these things. So, this is a good learning lesson because I was very concerned with the 4-pan working right, and it's hard to maintain a fire in a pan and cook, much less when you're cooking two things and maintaining two fires, okay? So what I did is I just naturally threw in these makeup pads, okay? Now, I want to say something with this. Whether it is Vaseline covered cotton balls or wax covered makeup pads, there's a certain element to using them and making them work, okay? Now, when you have a open flame, okay, wax will take an open flame, okay? Vaseline will take an open flame, but a ferro rod, doesn't matter how big, how little, all ferro rods throw off sparks, not an open flame. Therefore, this is a learning lesson. Let me ease you down here a little bit where you can see a little better, okay? Now, what you have to do with these Vaseline covered cotton balls is, like I say, this will take a flame, but it won't take a spark. So, when you're doing this, what you want to do is you want to take the Vaseline covered cotton ball and you want to open it and you want to fluff it up, okay? Because the fluff part takes the spark from the ferro rod, and then the outside Vaseline part is what will hold the flame once this has created the flame, okay? Now, same thing with these makeup pads when you cover them with wax. The wax will maintain the flame, okay? But what you got to do with them is when you make these things, when you make them, you want to make sure that the outsides are covered with wax. And what you want to do then is, because this wax will carry a flame but not the spark, what you want to do is you want to open them up like I was trying to do in the video, and you want to pull out some fluff on the inside, and the fluff is what will get struck by the ferro rod, okay? Now these were either too old or too saturated in wax, because if you'll notice, as I was cutting it like this, there is no fluff. it won't fluff up because this thing is coated through and through with pure wax. Okay, so anyway, I just wanted to clarify that. You know, I'm not a big fan of everybody thinking I'm an idiot and doesn't know how to use a ferro rod. I know just sometimes these things happen, but like I say, if you're going to make these, don't soak them through and through. Just the outsides. The inside, you got to be able to fluff them up if you're going to use a ferro rod. Okay, so just a neat little learning moment that I thought I would share with you. Now, back to the video. Let's put that in there. What I'm going to do is I'm going to pull this bark out. Let's get this bark going. Only need a half a pad that way. Alright, let's move this down here. Alright. See, now we're getting somewhere.
Yeah. One step closer to breakfast.
Yep. See, we'll start preparing everything while we've got all this stuff going.
That pad's throwing off a lot of ash.
Yeah, it is. And see, this is going to be burst into massive flames here in a minute. And it'll catch all that on fire. Alright. Sorry I couldn't make the ferro rod work, but this table is extra rickety today, and I don't know why. Usually when I stab it in the ground, it's much better, but today it's just not. I don't know why it's not working out right.
I think you forgot to put a rock in the midsection there.
In the center?
Yeah.
Could be.
There's actually not really any rocks.
Fire's where it's starting to go, and it's starting to catch on to all these things. And I'm boiling the water up in the top. Usually when the water's all boiled on the top, we're good to go. Now luckily the bottom fire is not roaring yet, but that's good. That's the way you want it. Alright, now I think this fire is going pretty good for now. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to keep blowing on it. I think we got enough wood now. So what we're going to do next is I'm going to show you another neat little trick. This is the pan that I'm going to use. I think that fire is going good on its own now. We're gonna just let that go like that. All right, let's screw this pan together. Now sometimes I carry oil for oiling up my pans, and some backpackers like to use like Crisco. So what I'm going to do, see the fire is going really good on the bottom now.
Maybe a little too
good.
good.
Okay, got my stainless steel pan right here. And what I'm going to do is in this little metal container where I had the matches, I have Crisco. Now the way you keep this off of your hands is what you do is you open the bag up, and I've got the Crisco on the inside, and you just simply take your hand and you turn it inside out like that. And then what you want to do is you just want to rub it around on the inside of the pan. See, so the pan is good to go. Now I'm just going to hang this pan up right here. And you just flip this back inside, pull it inside.
It's like eventually.
And then just wad it back up.
Like so.
Like so. We're going to put that back in there and put the lid back on. That is a Camel container. Okay, so we're good to go with that. Alright, put this up. I don't need none of this stuff anymore. So now I'm going to show you the other trick. It looks like the fire is going good. I put a couple of more pieces on there so that it doesn't flame up while we're cooking, because we don't want to run out of wood while we're cooking, because if you run out of wood while you're cooking and you add wood, you're going to wind up flaming up. So we're going to make sure that we got plenty of wood in here. If the bottom dies out first, I don't care. But I'm going to put just a couple more pieces of wood in there. The top fire is the most important fire that you don't want going out.
Yellow jackets are back.
They're back. Nick, if one stings you, sting it back.
All right.
Alright, we got some of that wood that's down to coal, which is a good thing. And I ain't even going to blow on the bottom, just let the bottom be. Now, let's put this in here. We'll get this pan out. Alright, now this is some more of those little neat little tricks right there. Okay, here we go. First trick, okay. Wool sock. Wool is an insulator, okay. Inside this wool sock, I have a Mylar covered bottle. I'm just going to do my little whisk. Okay, I have a bottle covered in Mylar. Okay, and what it does is the Mylar helps trap in the cold and trap in the moisture from getting into the wool. Okay, so we got a half a cup of milk. Shove that Mylar back in there. Well, I'm going to shove the Mylar back in the, where am I going to put this? Put it right there. Oh, there we go.
Drop your sock.
Alright, going to put the Mylar back in the sock. That Mylar is some good stuff. Okay, now what we're going to do next is we are going to take, I'm probably going to make 2 batches of these. Let's open this up. I don't want to tear it. Last time I tore this, this is Southeastern Mills Buttermilk Mix biscuit dough. Okay. Oh, ease over to the fire real quick. As you can see, no problems with the fire. It's going good. All that. There's a lot of that wood that's down to coals, so we have nothing to worry about. All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to open this jewel up. Okay. We'll dump this in.
Let's go down to that.
Alright, try not to litter. Put that back in my pocket. Dump the milk in. Like I said, I'm not doing anything on the ground. Pour the milk in. I can't remember if you're supposed to add the milk first or add the dough second. Now I'm going to stir this up until it turns into a dough. Right before your eyes. It's probably going to be lumpy.
It's fine.
Now this is supposed to be buttermilk biscuit mix. But we're going to make the world's largest biscuit. I don't know how good it's going to be. Yeah, this is very lumpy, but we're men, we don't care. Right?
That's right.
We're just happy to get something to eat.
Gee, I wonder how a yellow jacket tastes.
Yeah, if an ant or a yellow jacket gets mixed in, we don't care.
There's a spider on the top plate over there. I don't know if you noticed.
No, I didn't notice.
Adds nutrition.
Alright, ease your hand over here and hold this.
Alright.
There you go.
What's up?
Alright, you got it?
Trying to pay attention to the camera and this pan at the same time.
Yum, yum. This is going to be
lumpy.
Lumpy. I'm sure somebody's going to complain and say, "Oh, you should have put the milk in first." Probably should have, but I'm trying to do everything standing up. All right, thank you. Now, what we're going to do here is I'm going to try to smooth this out just a little bit. It's going to rise. Let's throw this on the ground. If we was in a swamp, it'd float. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this inside the baking area.
Like so.
Like so. Okay, because we got heat on the bottom, we got heat on the top. Okay, no problem. Now, the water is gone in the top, so let's go to our other part over here, our other little jewel that you're gonna love. Okay, wool. Okay, take the wool, open it up. What do we have in here? We have a little jewel that is covered in mylar. Okay, let's unwrap the mylar. And what do we have? We have, yum, two coffee lids. Alright, coffee lid on each side. What do we have in here? We have, something wrapped in aluminum foil. And it is what I have made ahead of time. It is the world's largest
omelet?
No.
Oh.
Sausage patty.
Whoa.
Alright, now what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to... What?
There's a granddaddy long legs crawling up your shirt.
Where?
Now it's on your back.
Where did it
You'll see it on it. Wait, now it's on your leg.
Oh, okay.
There's a spider on.
Look at that. And there's a yellow jacket on here already.
You'll see it on camera.
Alright, now what I'm going to do here, I have the world's largest turkey sausage patty. I'm going to bring it over here. And I'm going to dump it on the fire.
There's also a spider on the camera.
As fast as possible. And it didn't land right.
I think you found the spider.
Yeah, I found the spider.
There's one on the camera here on the front.
Oh no, this thing, hold on. I gotta put my gloves on so I can get over there. I still got flames and I need to move that patty on. I didn't land the patty just right.
Let me try and blow this spider off the camera.
Whew. Almost caught myself on fire.
There we go. The spider actually came down from a tree and made a web connected to the camera in a tree.
It did?
Yeah, can blow the thing off.
Alright, this is just gonna have to live right there.
Smells good.
It does. Alright, let's grab a close-up over here. Cut that off. And
Here's a close-up of the setup. As you can see, that biscuit appears to be expanding at an alarming rate. It's probably going to explode.
Let's just hope we can get it out.
Yeah, I think it'll get itself out when it explodes.
Here, crank it up and get the turkey sausage up on top.
Alright, it's maybe a little shaky. Cheap tripod. Sorry.
Can you see it now?
I think so. There's a glare on camera.
That's alright. Well, the sausage is there.
It's up there.
For some reason, the fire has not gone down the coals like I was hoping. That biscuit is just going to overflow in the middle. I hope it solidifies in a minute.
It's going to move back down.
Alright.
It's expanding even more. Here at the creek, safely away from that biscuit that any second now is going to explode. It's swelled up even more since we've been in between scenes.
I should have put half that amount in there. Well, anyway, I got this rinsed out so I can have a place to set the thing later.
For the pieces.
Yeah. Alright, we better get back to our biscuit over there.
I kind of don't want to go near it.
You have to.
Oh man, the biscuit is well on its way to exploding now.
Yeah, it is. Well, I think it's starting to solidify now.
Actually, I see cracks in it.
You know, it's been about a year since I've used this setup, so I couldn't remember how much to put in there.
Actually, I think the bomb may have been diffused.
Alright, now let's try to flip over the turkey sausage. I hope it ain't burnt. I probably put it on too early. There we go.
Raise up a little bit.
I managed to get it to flip over.
There we go.
Alright. Now I think soon as the top of that gets brown, I think we're gonna be ready to eat.
Before it explodes.
Can you see the top from where you're at?
Yeah.
Okay, well you
There's a
just can't
glare
see
on
the
it.
sausage. Hold on just a minute. Let me do something here a minute. There you go.
Now we know you can see it.
Yeah. I just flipped over the turkey sausage. All right. Now we just got to wait on the stuff to get ready. I think it's time for a battery change too, don't you, Nick?
Yeah.
All right. We'll change the battery.
So when you said you were going to make the world's largest biscuit, did you think about how you're going to get it out between those two pans?
I'm just hoping it'll pull. Now I want to show you a little something right here real quick. I think we're fixing to get back ready to eat, but as you can see, I can kind of move this around, and it's okay. Now if I had more, what I could do is slowly add wood to these and cook another meal. But basically this is a good meal. These pans will hold the amount of wood that you need for one good meal. Okay. Now what I've done is I got these two right here I used for the sausage, and then I've got this one right here that I used for nothing. It's clean. That's what I'm going to use for digging this thing out. So let's see if we can pull this jewel out. Which I can't. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to lower this one side. Wait a minute, let me get my multi-tool. Nick, are you hungry?
Oh yeah.
I believe it.
That does smell good.
All right, I'm going to get my multi-tool because I don't want to hold on to that piece of wire too long because I don't know how hot it is. So
It's the only way to get the biscuit out. You have to deconstruct the
I know.
cooking
And
set.
honestly, I should have. Look at that.
Get down.
I honestly should have just. I should have. What do you call it? Man, this thing's blinding. That's not good. I hope it don't screw the camera up.
No, I can see pretty well.
I should have put in half the amount of dough.
See all the yellow jackets swarming us?
So what we're going to do here?
Get away. That's my biscuit.
Yeah, there's yellow jackets everywhere.
Strangely, they're not stinging
Let's
us.
see if I can do this.
We walked through like 20 of them earlier and they didn't do anything. It's a good thing, but it's weird.
Smells good. There it goes.
Yeah.
Whatever. That's the bottom stuck to the pan. Look at that. It's done though.
Yeah. There's a yellow jacket on it.
Yeah, it's done. Let's see if the bottom. Now this is an indication of if I did the fire right, which I probably didn't. Is if the bottom burnt. Yeah, see the bottom burnt.
Based on that smell.
Oh, there it goes now.
Based on that smell, I'd say,
yeah. See the bottom burn. I got too much fire on the bottom. But that's okay. We're still going to eat it. What we're going to have is an open-faced turkey sandwich. So we'll put this over here for the yellow jacket.
Yeah, maybe we'll go over there.
Now what we're going to do, let's put this right here. And then let's put this like that. It's falling everywhere. Man, we're going to have to eat fast. There's going to be yellow jackets everywhere, man.
Oh, yeah.
Hang this pan
Strange that came when it was out of the cooking set.
I know. It is, ain't it?
Oh, I forgot smoke repels them.
Alright, so what we're going to do now is we're going to grab this turkey up here. We're going to set this turkey right on top. Just like that. Alright. So now what we're going to do, get rid of these. Alright. Does that look good, Nick?
Mm-hmm.
As usual, these videos never turn out like I think they're going to turn out. Because
we don't have a bottom.
We don't have a bottom. I mean, I was planning on having the world's largest turkey biscuit. The turkey shrunk up really bad too. That yellow jacket. Get out of here, yellow jacket.
These things are everywhere.
I know. This is going to have to cool off.
I can. Thankfully, they're not stinging.
Now, we are
It's
in the
about 30
wild,
around here.
remember?
Yeah.
We are in the wild. It's so hot I can't hold on to it.
You're losing the majority of your biscuit
Well,
down
let's
there.
just hold it like this. Look, you've got a biscuit and some turkey sausage.
What's left of it?
And a yellow jacket. We need to eat real quick and see. Let's see how it tastes. Mmm. Oh, it's good. It's real good. Mmm.
Crunchy.
Nothing wrong with that. Let me grab the other one, Nick. Let me ease this over to the side.
Don't destroy mine, too.
I'm trying not to, Nick. Boy, that's good. Mm. Turkey sausage takes a little bit of getting used to. Okay, now, hold it up like this. Here you go.
Alright.
I'm going to film you.
Ooh.
No, you have to hold it with the turkey on the bottom or the biscuit will fall apart. Alright, old man.
Hello?
Is it good?
Good.
Ease back a little bit so that they can see you a little better.
Now, my hand is on fire right now. This is so hot.
Stand right there so I can get right in the scene with you. Right there. Now let me grab mine.
Now I see why yours was falling apart.
I don't know what I did wrong. Well, that's why I'm saying the turkey part of it will hold it up. The turkey part will hold it up. And so you're not going to get this at Bojangles or McDonald's or Hardee's.
Yeah, your biscuit stays together there.
You got to have the turkey on the bottom. Okay, instead of the world's largest turkey biscuit, we now have an open-faced turkey biscuit.
I have a pile of biscuit and turkey.
But it's actually done, and it was done off of 4 pans.
The wasps
Now-
are having fun with our droppings.
Yeah. See, if
Or
you're in the swamp, you're going to drop stuff everywhere, and it's going to feed the fish.
But hey, if you're in the swamp, you can't get that back.
That's right.
We can get this back. If we can get from the wasps.
Now, in the past, I have cooked pancakes on this before, and I have cooked eggs, and I have cooked other things. The problem is I'm still learning about the wood. You got to control the heat, and you got to control the flames. And coals is the best way to go. As a matter of fact, right now, it's still very, very, very warm. That is actually perfect for controlled cooking. So,
Hey, go away. Here's mine.
alright, I hope we're getting in shot. Stand right there, Nick.
I'm trying to get this wasp away.
We got to close now. Alright, what is that I always say at the end of the video, Nick?
Have a nice day. It's been a while.
I hope you have fun. We had fun. And we shall see you in the next one.
See you.
That's so good. This is a cool way to close the video.